Right, well, we can now be joined by our cup final managers, Ron Atkinson of Manchester United and Jimmy Melia, two old mates of mine, both Scousers. Did you know each other, Ron, before in Liverpool at any stage?
Not in Liverpool. Actually, we've got a mutual friend who once suggested that Jimmy Melia could earn us some money on a little deal a few years ago. And I tell you what, it cost us fortunes at the end.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy, what was that then?
Well, a friend of ours, I was in the army with Dave, was named Bud Outen, actually, and we knew a guy in Liverpool that said he'd give us a £5 and he'd double our money. So I finished up with a £5, they didn't get any money.
So you lost the first round, Ron?
Aye, and a £5 in those days was an awful lot of money, you know, David.
And you're outnumbered again this afternoon, Jimmy, because Ron is, Jimmy, because how many of your family have you got here?
Well, 15 of them arrived in London last night, the other 30 arriving this afternoon.
30 of the family?
Yes.
We ought to explain how many brothers and sisters you've got.
I've got 11 brothers and sisters, and they've got so many relations and nephews and everything else. Every time I go down to see my mother, they all come out and say, "Hey, Uncle Jimmy, I should do with you know. They all keep coming in."
You don't have that problem, Ron, do you?
Well, to be fair, we couldn't have supplied them the amount of tickets we had.
Actually, you've come on to a serious subject there, Ron. There seem to be more and more complaints this year about tickets.
Well, if you listen to our players, there would be, yeah. No, I think we as a first-team squad are probably going to Wembley with the least number of tickets any squad of senior players has ever had.
And of course,
the problem we've got, of course, is that, and it really, on a serious note, something should be looked into it. We average 43,000 and we get 25,000 tickets. Jimmy's team average, what, about 17,000, Jim, is it?
15.
15, and they've got 25,000 tickets. And you know, there's a school of thought that says possibly that clubs should now start getting something like their average attendance in terms of tickets if they get to the cup final.
Jimmy, would you agree?
Yes, I agree with Ron entirely. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that we've got the same allocation as Manchester United, because, as you know, I was at Liverpool, and they're just as fanatical as Manchester United, and they'd all love to come, all their fans would love to come. But again, if you look at it the other way, it's a special day, and we're not going to be in the final every year.
Question to both of you. I'll start with you, Ron. You've both come through in managership the hard way. You started with Kettering, didn't you?
That's right. I'd never intended to go into management. There was a guy there named John Nash, who was chairman at the time, very persuasive guy, and he persuaded me to go in. I started as a player manager, and I'm still firmly convinced, you know, David, that starting at the sort of grassroots of the game is the best possible way, or the best possible sort of apprenticeship for the sort of jobs we've now got.
Yeah, Jimmy, you've done it the hard way as well. I mean, I know you won't mind me reminding you, I mean, being sacked by crew isn't the greatest recommendation in history, is it? And yet you've broken through that. Well,
as Ron said, I think it does you no harm. I think you'll realise what the game's all about when you get sacked, you know? You appreciate more, you find your friends out, and it's all worked out okay. I'm at Wembley today, and there's a lot of people love to be in Ron and I's place today.
They tell me there's a competition going on for the best-dressed manager.
Well, Ron's got a chance because today he's bought a pair of white shoes, he told me, and I hope he's going to wear them tonight.
Is that right?
No, we should be sporting the club suits. Very soberly dressed.
No white shoes?
Are you sure? Have you seen that sand you have to walk across before you get to the pitch?
I'll tell you what, though, Ron, I've seen Jimmy in a pair of white shoes, the disco jobs.
Well, I saw him in some on Thursday night, actually. I don't know if it's a club outfit, because he had a blue suit on as well.
Disco pumps for you today, Jimmy?
No, I'll have my playing boots on. You know, I'm going to walk up the tunnel. As Ron said, it's going to be very heavy there. I'm going to wear my studs.
Come out in suit and studs?
Yes. First time ever.
Now, what about the jokes you pulled last night on the players? I know you like to keep them private, but we are mates. You can tell me. We'll keep it, you know, quiet.
Well, just a little bit of fun, David, which we've done all through the cup so far. We just made a presentation to each player, and each player just said a few words about the other. And it worked out very nicely. A little bit of spirit, a little bit of enjoyment, you know. The lads will be able to relax, and this is what we're wanting. What about the joke gifts, though, you usually give to the players? Just tell me about one of them. Well, it's very difficult to talk about them because... Come on, you can tell us one. Well, I can't remember it, David. So long ago, you know. What, last night? No, it wasn't last night. We didn't have any... We just had a nice presentation, a clock each, which we got from Debenhams. Ron, how have you been relaxing? I mean, you're in Bishop Abbey all week.
Just stick your head back, you're diving away from us there. You were in Bishop Abbey all week and then moved into London last night.
No, we came in on Thursday, didn't we?
Was it?
We just built up as we do for any game in London. Quiet meal. I had to go out to a function last night. In fact, Brian Robson won the, I think it was some merit award. He had to turn up for about 20 minutes. Did very well, actually. He turned up in a tracksuit, and when he was asked why he was in a tracksuit, he said, well, it was either this or pyjamas. So that went down very nicely.
Right, a word about the game. I must tell you both, by the way, it's thundering all round the arena. There's lightning as well. And perhaps more important to you, Jimmy, you're coming here by helicopter.
That was our special plan, David. We heard the weather forecast weeks ago.
You're going to walk here, Ron, are you?
Walk home.
Jimmy, now what about it? I mean, it could be a problem, couldn't it?
I don't think so. Ron, I think, had a word at the pub for us, so everything has been sorted out, Dave.
But, I mean, seriously, what time do you have to make a decision to abandon the helicopter if the weather's too bad?
Well, when we don't get down, that's the decision that's going to be made.
But so far as you know, the flight is still on, is it?
Yes, it's still on. I just hope we don't delay the kick-off.
I tell you what, Jimmy, tell some of those Irish lads not to turn the fan off.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy, he's been saving that for you, hasn't he?
He's all right. He knows what it's all about.
Now, the game itself, neither of you are able to feel the side you'd wanted to do. And, Jimmy, from your point of view, of course, you've really owned only one man on the team with outstanding Wembley experience, Jimmy Case. What a man.
Yes, he's tremendous. He's only played there 9 times, and in the Cup he's been magnificent. He scored 4 goals in the last 4 cup ties, and he's the player that we're looking to help the young players, him and Tony Grealish.
Ron, of course, your boys know the way to Wembley blindfolded, practically.
Yeah, most of them have played, well, I would think all of them, with the exception of Alan Davis, has played there before. And, you know, an awful lot of them have played there many times. And I feel that's got to be a help. You know, as you say, they're familiar with it. And I would think, I mean, he's looking all relaxed now. I would think he just wonders how some of his lads may react on the day.
Jimmy?
Well, Ron's very nervous, as he's been the last 10 minutes or so. On the day, as Ron said, it's up to the players, but I've done everything possible to make it relaxing, and once they get out on the field, I'm just hoping that they'll carry on what we've been doing all week.
Ron can't help smiling. He's grinning away to himself there.
Well, I'm not nervous, David. I've just missed my pre-match meal. Yeah. Starving.
That's why his tongue's hanging out, David.
I thought you were on a diet, Ron.
I am.
Just a point to you, Ron. Earlier in the week, you were very much favouring Laurie Cunningham when you talked to me. Was it purely injury that let in Alan Davis?
There wasn't going to be a hair's breadth between them at any given time, but I fancied Laurie at Wembley. I thought it would be his stage, big wide pitch, his pace, his control, and I just thought it would be the sort of thing, because he's got that little bit of arrogance that great players have, and I just thought that it would pull it out of him, but not to be. The kid that's come in has played some good games for us. He's very, very similar in style to Stevie Coppell, so the balance of our side shouldn't be terribly upset.
Right, well, I'm not going to worry you by asking either of you who's going to win. It's a question that's not worthwhile. But the important thing is, I hope you both enjoy the match, but of course the one who wins it will enjoy it more. See you both in the tunnel.
Cheers, David.
Thanks. Thanks, Ron. Thanks very much indeed, Jimmy. Two of the great characters in the game.